Generations, the fall of Assad's government wiped out a bastion from which Iran and Russia exercised influence across the Arab world. Kremlin says Russia has given political asylum to the former Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. As rebels take over Damascus and Bashar al-Assad fleeing Syria, should Bharat be worried? There's caution in the Indian establishment on how it plays out in Syria post-Assad. Now, New Delhi is watching the action just as they were watching the Taliban in Afghanistan. CNN News 18's mega exclusive here, courtesy our Security Affairs editor Manoj Kumar Gupta. Intel sources have told CNN News 18 that India will have serious implications after Assad. Bharat has business and security interests in Syria. The Assad regime was favorable to Bharat on the Kashmir issue post 370. Assad's departure will impact on Indian security. The power vacuum created by Assad's removal could lead to increased instability in the region. Assad's departure will benefit terrorist organizations like the ISIS. Furthermore, CNN News 18 has been told that Indian agencies are really worried after the Assad fall. ISIS presence in Bharat will get a boost. ISIS may look for Indian youth for recruitment for more and increased activities. For Muslim jihad, Indian grounds may be cultivated. The ISIS may try to interfere in the Kashmir issue again with the fall of the Assad-led establishment. Dr. Ranganathan stays on with us. Multiple repercussions that we could have, and there are ripples through, because of developments in Bangladesh, because of what's happening closer in the country. How do you see this? Or is it again, would you want to say the American deep state at play and they want to try and do as much as they can before the Trump establishment takes over?
There is a bit of that. There is no doubt about it, Anand. I mean, if you look at, for example, even the domestic issues in the United States, you look at the way international issues are being conducted by the so-called lame duck regime, as I would call it, is just completely either petrified of what Trump is going to do in a month's time, or it wants to nullify it. Either ways, it spells, I would say, disaster as far as American foreign policy is concerned. Now, let's look at it in two ways. Number one, it's no one's grouse that it was America that perpetrated these so-called revolutions. We were just talking of Soros, 20 minutes ago. Basically, Soros is version 2 or version 3. Version 1 remains America and CIA for decades. They were the ones, if you look at all the revolutions that happened in Middle East, in Egypt, they are the perpetrators of it. And the world has been paying a terrible price for the last 10 years. We all know about ISIS and, all those things perpetrated by the regimes that went completely one way and then dilly-dallied and went the other way. The question is, as you asked, does it affect India? And I'm afraid it does. Because unless Trump is going to be forced into another war that he said that I'm absolutely against, but if this is ISIS version 2 or version 3, and looks like it, I mean, this guy was a declared terrorist. The guy right now, Jobari, what's his name?
Bashar al-Assad.
That's right, yes. The guy who's in charge of this has been a declared terrorist. I mean, he's not going to be much different from ISIS. And all those people who are saying, look, Assad was bad, well, I mean, this guy seems to be 100 times worse than Assad as far as atrocities go. I mean, of course, it's very difficult to, judge one dictator and one autocrat compared to the other. But the fact is the region has been terribly destabilized. Something would have to be done. But I don't think India is going to play a part. India might suffer because this is, once again, a huge fertile laboratory for Islamic terror and Islamic fundamentalism. We've seen when Afghanistan was that, it's turned into, a laboratory like that. Pakistan has been. Bangladesh, you just mentioned, is. So there are a lot of laboratories that are going to affect India as well as, genesis and seeding of terror is concerned. Will America go after him? I would say yes. Although, as I say, I'm a layman as far as foreign policy predictions are concerned. But Trump is going to be forced into a war he doesn't want, but he is going to conduct a war.
Yeah, because he'll be forced into it, because that was the calling card for his election, that during the Trump era, there were no wars. So he will end all wars. And so the current establishment on its way out wants to ensure that he will have to get into a war-like situation.